All right, we are live at 2 a.m. my time. I know that's strange for my live feeds. Usually they're at reasonable hours in U.S. time, but uh, earlier stream got cut off, and of course I had no clue. And I can't sleep, so I figure why not just continue a live stream. I don't expect to get a whole lot of viewers in real time because of the hour, unless they're in the UK or elsewhere overseas where it's a more reasonable hour for people. But we'll get going. If anybody is watching live, if you have any questions or comments, regardless, feel free to throw them out there. Hey Russ, what are you doing up at this hour? Appreciate you being here, buddy. I can't sleep. Yeah, I love it when I'm doing a live stream and I look over and it's been cut off. Every now and then the internet just drops, but the mood I was in, I just went ahead and laid down. Oh, I didn't know you were always up late. I'm sorry. I laid down, woke up around 1. Couldn't sleep anymore, so I got up, figured what the heck, let's cut and see if we get a handful of folks to watch. I appreciate you being here, Russ. Right now you're the only viewer, so I will just get going if you don't mind, sir. But I'm still gonna have that drink every now and then. God, can you imagine if I was an alcoholic doing these live streams? Although some people watching might think I am, but I'm not. Can't get enough Dr. Pepper. And I was breaking blades left and right earlier. It's like, man, come on. So that live stream got cut short, and plus my mood was a little shot, so it may have been best for the viewers, but we'll try to get going again here. Carry on. I'm waiting on Spider-Man. Oh, yeah, with all the voting, what came in second was Darth Vader and then Spider-Man, so that's probably the order I'll do them in, most likely. Darth Vader shouldn't take long, but this is me we're talking about. I do scroll a little bit slow. It says I have 2 viewers. So anybody that wants to comment or question, please feel free. We got 1 on Facebook, 1 on YouTube, but I don't expect to get a whole lot of viewers at this hour in the U.S. anyway. But let me get going. So majority of the comments I make will be for people that may be seeing this live stream for the first time, even after it's not live anymore. Because the one viewer that's commenting, I know knows all this stuff. So any advice or teaching is aimed at anybody seeing it at any time. But I promise you I will do after this one. This is all in case I get an order. If I get an order, that usually jumps in the front of the line. But after this one, I'll be working on Darth Vader and then Spider-Man. I figured with it being Christmas Eve, the majority of people will be in bed with normal hours, but I've never really had normal hours. I know I was counting the pilot holes on this yesterday, which is rare, but the viewers were talking about it. I figured, what the heck? I thought I only had 212, but I found a few areas that I hadn't drilled pilot holes, which is inevitable. So I think the cutouts are around 214 now on this particular one. And of course I can't find the stupid pilot hole. Well, at least there's not 20 people witnessing it in real time. I can see the pilot hole. So now I got to get my light out. It's fun getting old, ain't it, Russ? I may not have, I was trying to find a pilot hole in the wrong spot. That's part of the problem. They call me Captain Genius. I guess I just had a speck in my line of sight. Sorry if I was blinding anybody. I half blinded myself. Alright, that was fun. Oh yeah, you were here for that. Well, you could call it that, but I've been told I might be taking it overboard. I'm just paranoid about complaints and this and that, but the way I see it, as long as people aren't just going ape crap with bad topics and freak out language. So I mean, if you wanna let loose, go ahead. I am not responsible for what people say in the chat. So but it means a lot that you're taking time out of your early morning or whatever the time is wherever you are to sit here and watch. Later in the day, I will probably be at my parents'. I won't be able to do a live stream, but whenever I'm home, I will. I don't usually have live streams get cut off. It's only happened twice that I'm aware of. But it's not going to change anything, but I'm noticing a trend. I'm not losing sleep over it, but I'm losing about an average of 2 or 3 subscribers a day. I'll pick up 1 or 2, lose 2 or 3. So I guess some people just don't like the live streams, or they don't like me. I don't know. But these live streams are for me as much as anybody else, mentally. You wouldn't be the first, Russ. That's funny. Man, I wish you lived closer. Then you might get tired of me if you lived closer. Wanna hang out? Wanna hang out? But you'll notice, Russ, every time I discuss that, I say pilot hole. That way it narrows down the any misunderstandings. So some people will still use that opportunity. I get it. Even though you're the only one I'm talking to, you said 4 hours, and I don't even know what you're responding to when you said 4 hours. So that tells you how alert I am. So when you say 4 hours, what do you mean? I've got to get a bigger drill bit. This is ridiculous. Maybe dragging out the light again. I can feel it. I'm catching the edge of it, but it won't go through. Don't. Okay, we'll just look underneath again because that's what we do. Oh, 4 hours away from me. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, for me, that's an eternity. I apologize if anybody gets blind by the light, but I need to use it to find the stupid pilot hole. Sometimes it just tells me, it lets me see the hole, but not be able to find it. Yeah, I know there's so many opportunities there, Russ, but let's hold back if we can. Yeah, I wish you were much closer. Ideally, same neighborhood, but yeah. But y'all would always be going on cruises anyway. But for giggles, and like I usually say, Russ, if you're welcome to say no if you want to. If there's any chance you want to be in this actual live stream, that's I don't mind. Just let me know and I'll slip you the link over on Messenger. But if not, I won't take it personally either. Some people just prefer to sit and watch, which is fine. For anybody that might be watching for the first time, this is a number 5 flat-ended spiral Flying Dutchman, and I'm using a 22-inch Hegner. Hello, Louis Safer. Says get a room. I got a room, Louis. You're in it. We're not being romantic. I just cherish friendship, so kiss it. How you doing, Louis? Appreciate you taking time out of your day or night to watch. I've slept since then, so if we've spoken before, I don't remember where you're at. I have a very short memory. Oh, he is on YouTube, Russ. If you're talking to Louis. Haven't had any Facebook comments yet. But that's fine. Not mandatory. I imagine the majority of the viewers in real time will be overseas because it's more of a reasonable hour for them right now. But majority of people are prepping for holiday stuff. You got 5 people watching. We appreciate you. I don't usually do live feeds at this hour, but it is what it is. And Russ says he doesn't see anybody commenting but him, which is weird because I'm getting the YouTube comments from Louis as well. He said it's Scotland, 8:15 a.m. So yeah, it is more reasonable hour there. I don't know why y'all can't see each other. Because there's only one live stream on YouTube going on this channel. That's strange. The Scottish accent, the Irish accent, and the Russian accent are three of the hardest for me to imitate, because I like to imitate things. And I have no idea, Russ, why you can't see the other comment. Or I'm one of those people, no matter how hard I try to get back to sleep when I wake up, once my brain gets going, I can't sleep anymore. So that's why we're doing this live stream. Oh, Louis says he sees your comments, Russ. So maybe you and Louis had a falling out at some point. Maybe you have him blocked. I don't know. Because you may have been a moderator on another chat a long time ago and had to do something. I don't know. Hopefully y'all will be able to see each other at some point, or I'll just relay y'all's messages because that's what I do anyway. So I'll just tell y'all what each other's saying. Let me move the camera a little bit. I try to, although I move all around to cut, I try to keep the piece somewhere there in the camera range. Louis, have you watched these live or participated in the live portion before on the comments? Because my memory is terrible. I think you might have, but I don't remember. But if you have not, I hope you'll consider subscribing and hitting the bell to be notified. Yeah, I was a little surprised to see 2 or 3 people leaving every day. As far as subscriber numbers, I keep up with it, but I'm not obsessed with it because I look for trends. But yeah, I think a majority of the people like having live feeds to participate in and watch. But it does make me wonder why so many people are leaving. Oh well. Louis Cipher says he dips in, which means he catches it when he can. Cool. I appreciate it. Anytime anybody asks me how long is that project going to take, I never have a clue because my perception of time and estimated time, no clue. And people like to joke that I scroll slow, but worse problems. As far as when I go intentionally slow, it's when I want to stay on a line, and when I think an area might break. I also break blades when I push the blade too much, so I'm always trying to catch that. Well, not always, because apparently I break a lot of blades. Lately, anyway. And Mr. Russ Meadows says Mater's coming alive now ever since the eyes and teeth got done. Yeah, that's why I generally start with those, which is funny because when we see it drawn, we know what it's going to look like, but it's still, you just get that degree of satisfaction when you see the cutouts because you got the black background and the light colored wood. It just pops more. So yeah, it kind of works out that way. Unfortunately, every now and then the arm gets in the way of what you can see. That's why I try to occasionally turn it to where people can see it right side up. Well, I say I always start with the wet face for that reason, but it's also because on anything that has a face, they usually have identifiable features. So if I mess it up, there's no need to continue on that particular one. So that's another reason I start with the face. In this case, since it's a truck, but it has eyes and a mouth. That's why my shop is a mess, is every time I get a cutout, I just chunk it on the floor instead of have a trash can within my same zip code. Because that would make way too much sense. And I talk about it every few live streams, but I never get around to bringing a trash can closer. But I will tell you, my dust collection is very high tech. More like dust mover than collector. But yeah, that's our dust collection right there. And for anybody that sees this at any point wondering why I don't just continue around instead of going back with the spiral blade, it's because I like to cut towards myself. It's a visual comfort thing. Meaning when I came down this way and then went back to the beginning to come around the other side, that's because I like to cut this way versus pushing away from myself to cut. What up, Jamie? I can earworm for a bit if you like. All right, all right. Yeah, I was wondering when my UK friends were going to wake up. I couldn't sleep, Jamie. Control Z. One moment, sir. Where am I at here? I love technology. That's not what I meant to do. You UK people are the only ones that say earworm to me. I had to just sort of figure out what it meant. I can earworm if you want me to. That means I can be there talking at you if you need me to. And Russ Meadows says, I'll tell you one better. When you cut the Harley Quinn after you cut her eyes, I was in love with her. LOL. Man, that is a great pattern. Thank you, sir. Yeah, that was my longest live stream ever. It was 7 hours, 45 minutes, and dang near 8 hours.
What's going on, everybody?
Hello, Jamie. Just a sec. I can't. A lot of not your audio videos off as far as matching up, but I'm going to read one more comment. I'll get right with you. Louis Cypher says, been subbed a long time. I'm new to scrolling myself. Need a lot of patience. I hear you. Okay. Yeah, Jamie, I can hear you crystal clear, and I can see you crystal clear. But when you said, what's up, everybody, I saw you said it before your mouth moved.
Is everything okay now?
Yeah, it's all synced up. Russ Meadow says, hello, JP. I'll not to
What's
make
going on, Russ?
Jamie, if you want to plug anything, feel free. Podcast, Team Scroll Saw, blah, 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 whatever.
It might take over your show because there's a
That's
hell of a lot.
That's fine.
Right, so I've got my my YouTube channel. You have to excuse that noise in the background. That's the washing machine going 10 to the dozen. Right, so I've got my YouTube channel, which is JP Woodwork. You've got my Instagram, which is JP_Woodwork. I am 1/3 of the Makers International podcast, which is makersinternationalpodcast.com. Then I'm also one of the starters of the Facebook group Team Scrollsaw, which is going places in the very near future. So if you want to be part of that, you can go to the Facebook group Team Scrollsaw on Facebook.
All one word.
All one word. So there's some big plans coming for that in the very near future. So yeah, that's about it at the moment, mate.
Except he forgot to say we're actually going to be doing a show called Team Scroll Saw, and he's 1/5 of that.
1/5 of that. Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry, it's 8:30 in the morning, so I'm still on my first cup of coffee.
It's 2:30 a.m. here, so you don't have a whole lot of excuses.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, I appreciate you being here, Jamie. I'm going to go ahead and hog the camera again. If anybody wants to talk to me, go for it, folks. Hopefully, y'all check them out. How active are you on Instagram anymore, Jamie? Because I know I slowed things way down. It just,
I'm still fairly active. I haven't really posted much since I've gotten back from the States because I haven't really done any projects as such.
Yeah.
Because the only stuff I've really posted is what I was doing while I was in the States.
Yeah.
And honestly, I haven't really had time to get out into the workshop.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But luckily, I managed to get a couple of projects made while I was out in the States, and it took me 4 days to edit that blog that I did. Actually, no, 5 days it took me to edit that. It's weird because I did a half-hour blog, and it was my first time doing voiceover, and it kind of flew by if you actually watch it. So yeah, I did that. And
I can never figure out how to do voiceovers because I'm technically ignorant. If I could, my videos would be better on as far as pre-recorded.
What I basically done was I basically put like timestamps on a piece of paper and just was kept it in the video editor and watched the video and wrote down, right, this is what's coming up. Was just right. So now I know what's coming up. Now I know to get ready and to write down pinpoints of what's coming up.
Nice.
And other people may have different ways of writing stuff down or doing it their way, but that was just the way I found easier. It kind of sounded like I weren't enjoying the way. Didn't enjoy myself, but I think I was probably kind of nervous of doing it or messing it up.
Yeah, we all be our own critics.
I could have quite easily have done it again, but I was kind of one of them people that wanted to get it over and done with.
I hear you.
Speaking for half an hour.
Yeah, I hear you. Real quick, Louis Cypher says you just got a new sub, JP.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
And your friend and mine, Harnell Media, Steve Nealon, says hi all. Apparently he's not sleeping either. What's up with all you people not sleeping? I thought I was
Steve, we've got to give a quick plug to Steve. Steve sorts out our websites. He sorts out my websites, the podcast websites, your websites.
Yep.
And he'll be helping us with the Team Scrollsaw website.
Yeah, he can give you a good ribbon, but he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Every now and then I gotta challenge him to throw a compliment in there. What's a scroll saw? I like lasers. That was the last day my website existed. I don't know why. I'm kidding. Okay. Sorry for reading your comments for you there, Jamie.
That's all right.
Gotta let you earn your pay.
I need to have words with you about that, Steve. It's got a domain at the moment. Well, it has at the moment. It redirects to mine. But I need to have words with you about it.
Well, I don't see what you're responding to. All I see is hi all, but maybe the comments haven't caught up.
Steve said Team Scrollsaw has a website, ?
Getting there.
Getting there.
I don't know why I don't see that comment, but maybe the StreamYard isn't keeping up.
He says, "Yeah, I know. I know about the .com. I also know the owner."
Yeah, it's just not like Steve to be a little sarcastic. That's weird. He must be in a special mood.
It is quite early in the States. He might be a little bit tired.
Yeah, it's 2:30 a.m. Well, no, he's like that when he's wide awake too. But that's why you gotta love him. Yeah, I was surprised to see Russ Meadows. I was surprised to see Steve Nealon at this hour. Usually, normal people are sleeping. Well,
keyword normal.
Exactly, but I was trying to hold back because I'm sweeter than some people. But all right. Regardless of day or night or time of day or night, I'm going to do my usual swig of Dr. Pepper every now and
then. Russ Meadows says he's not normal.
Okay. I didn't want to speak for anybody, but go ahead.
Steve says he's actually almost ready to sleep. He's had a few websites to fix up.
Yeah, folks, if you do need a website, go to harnellmedia.com because, as you can see, he doesn't work normal hours. He works on it till it's done, unless he goes unconscious. But, yeah, he's not just one of these 9-to-5 people, and he doesn't just give you the bare basics and run. You know, he's there the whole time. Good communicator.
Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a website.
And that was when Steve Nealon's jingle was born.
There you go.
A little bit of a copyright issue, but hey.
I think I might have to add that to the podcast, as he does sponsor the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Podcast.
Yeah. Along with Jamie's page.
Yeah, that kind of works out. What is the next podcast topic or guest?
So the next podcast is going to be the New Year show.
All right.
I believe it's going to be a topic, but we're going to talk to Richard and Chris about it yet.
All right.
I don't think we're going to have any guests on until the new year now.
I don't know how the heck y'all keep that show going so long because of how hard it is to come up with a unique topic. That's something I've always struggled with.
A lot of the time, the topics kind of speak for themselves because YouTube being YouTube and YouTube being an idiot most of the time, it kind of helps us out.
Yeah.
we kind of talk about current topics and what's going on, and we just talk about stuff. And then obviously we've got Make Essential's been happening. That sometimes covers a couple of shows.
Absolutely.
Then obviously that we covered more recently, me going to the States, or we'll always find something to talk about. And if we don't, so some of our better shows is us just sitting down ribbing each other.
Yeah, on the fly. Yeah.
Which is it's kind of like the better shows is with no topic at all. We just sit down and just
talk,
be evil to each other, and just let the show take care of itself.
Yep. And anybody with a sense of humor appreciates it more. But yeah.
So,
and I'll be sad to admit I don't catch it that often because of my weird hours and bad memory.
Yeah, we've been on our 4th year now, and I've never missed an episode.
Wow. I know it's on Sundays, and
So what we do is this is where it gets kind of confusing for some people. So what we do is we go live on Sundays at 4:30 p.m. Eastern, and after the show's finished, the show gets taken down straight away.
Yeah.
So then we can edit in everything we have to and all that sort of stuff. So it's our show is not. We don't make any money from it or anything like that. So we do, after the live show, we do what's called a not for patron because we don't do patron, blah blah blah, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's when we do maybe sometimes we do a 15 minutes to half an hour segment of us being us.
Yep.
And that's what we say. We get that gets edited out of the live version or the broadcasted version, if you like.
So the edited podcast seems more on topic the whole time and mature.
Yeah, exactly.
That may be the route we have to go.
Yeah.
I went off the line.
So when the edited version comes out on the Wednesdays, that's when it all comes out and it's all been edited, and then that half an hour where we was ourselves gets cropped out of the show, and all of the pre-recorded bits, like Jamie's page, which is a little ditty that Eloy helped me out with, gets added in, and any other pre-recorded bits get added in, and the intro and outro gets added in, and all that sort of stuff. Right, give me 2 seconds. I've got a phone call coming in.
Okay, Louis Cypher says, "Got to go to my shed is calling." Have fun, guys. Appreciate it, Louis. Have fun and Merry Christmas, or whatever you celebrate. Now, for anybody who's watching, I went off the line a little bit on this detail I'm working on, so on this next cut, I'm going to compensate by just making it narrower as I get by that cut, so I don't break it. But if I do break it, you won't be able to tell, except for the fact that I'm pointing it out. But it's an old beat-up rustic truck anyway, so it kind of works out. Anybody that does celebrate the holidays, I hope you'll have a Merry Christmas and have fun with your families and this and that. And I also know that there's people out there that are possibly having their first Christmas without a relative that they lost, and I get that too, so I feel for you. Thought that was going to happen this year for me, but I got lucky so far. Only struggle I'm dealing with right now is trying to get my daughter here. So that had me kind of bummed on the last live feed, but I'm still trying to get my daughter here, so I don't get to see her as much as I'd like.
Okay, I'm back.
All right.
That was just Vicky telling me she wants to spend my money.
Well, at least she's good enough to call you. Oh, instead of saying, honey, I spent your money, I've already read Louis' comment. So
Okay. Steve says always better to edit out the burps and farts and such. Yeah, that's a long old edit for Chris. That is.
there's only one. Go ahead.
I was just say, yeah, that's a long old edit for Chris. That is every single week.
It's funny because only one live feed have I ever had to step away because of gas. Because although it's funny and it's a human thing, it's me being paranoid about family friendly. I had to say excuse me for a second, so I went away.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be a little softer about the family friendly aspect. I mean, it's not a romper room channel, and I've already done the whole YouTube thing about whether or not it's okay for kids, so that helps. It'll cover me. But I still get those stupid held for review things, which bugs me.
That's because you've been monetized, mate. That's what it is.
Well, it doesn't always happen. I think it's because of the length of the live streams. Or they might be saying, well, since you were live for so long, we can't vouch for everything you did. So I just tell them, you just request a review, and usually within an hour or two or a day, it's back to normal.
Yeah, I agree with Steve. He says it's more family friendly to fart than to have your head explode.
This is true. That can make a little bit of a mess. I just mopped this floor. I've corresponded with Steve a few times lately, but I haven't physically talked to him in a while. And Jamie, even though you probably understand while you were on the phone, I was telling people that when I cut this cut, I got way too close to a line I had drawn, so I'm going to have this narrower when I get near that cut again.
Yeah.
Because we just can't have breakage. But even if it broke, it's still a rustic truck, so it would still be salvageable.
Yeah.
I always say that because I don't want people thinking I'm that bad that I go way off the line, which I did. But this one will be intentional.
That's. I don't know if I said this to you while I was when I got back from the States, but when I was in the States, that was one of the things that I actually enjoyed. I actually liked seeing outside some of the buildings in the States, like old tractors and old trucks. Like,
yeah, I love
with the patina.
Yeah.
Let's say. I think it was you that said patina. As opposed to rust.
I use the word rust, so I don't think it was me that said that. But but when it comes to pattern, since we're on the topic of rust and patina, some of this detail is rust, but it doesn't translate well in a design. I'll tell you that. It just looks like a bunch of splotches. But I tried.
Yeah. The washing machine's getting a bit violent now, so if you can hear it, I apologise. It's probably going to start jumping around the room in a minute.
I actually don't hear it.
I guess his camera's a bit better than what I thought then.
Yes, Steve Nealon saying it's okay if you go off the line. You're the one that drew it, and that's true. I'm just one of these people, and I know people like to joke that I talk a lot, which is 100% accurate, but I also like to decipher every thought I have because, and I don't know why, because I like people to know what my thought process is, and me manning up to what I call a mistake, but the fact that you can get past it and work with it, and other times I intentionally go off the line and I explain why I'm doing that. So I'm just a very thorough talker. We'll call it teaching versus just babbling. Some would call it babbling.
Anywho.
Russ Meadows still here. He says he can't hear the washing machine either.
Yeah, I'll see it.
I can vaguely hear it.
It's my job for me.
Because you're slipping.
It's early.
I hear you. It's late here. Well, early as well.
it's kind of funny, really, because normally I'm the one saying it's early in the morning. You're saying it's not. It's only like 6 o'clock at night.
Well, here's a perfect question for you, Jamie. I'll let you address it because there's a whole bunch.
Heck, I haven't figured out your thought process, and I've known you for years.
I love you too, Steve. I was referring to Stuart Dobbs' comment over on Facebook, and I assume you're watching on the StreamYard. If not,
let's go and have a look. Let's go. Stuart Dobbs, what's the best scroll saw pages these days to follow on Facebook? Oh, yeah, I'm over there now. What's the best scroll saw pages these days to follow on Facebook? I followed Charles for a long while. Great work. Who else is there to follow? So Charles and I are part of Julie Martinez and myself started a Facebook group called Team Scroll Saw, all one word. Then we brought on Charles and Dale Kirkwood and Wes Balco. And did I say Dale?
Yeah. Maple Tree Studios.
From Maple Tree Studios. And we're planning on taking that a lot further in the very near future with a Team Scroll Saw show and websites and a lot of other stuff. So if you want to go over to Team Scroll Saw, all one word, and join that group, there's some big plans coming for that in the near future. And then obviously Wesley Balco's got his own group as well called Scroll Saw Cafe. That's a much bigger group than ours at the moment.
Yeah.
But Wesley's totally on board with us. Wesley's going to be joining us, and it's going to be like a sister group, if you like. We're going to be promoting both at the same time.
Yeah, this time the blade just came out of the clamp. It didn't break. Go ahead.
So as opposed to that, I don't really. You'll probably know better than that than me, Charles. I don't really go out of my way to. It's very rare that I go into other scroll saw groups.
Well, since I spam a lot, I've joined a few. There's one called. Hopefully, Stuart can keep up with all the ones we're naming off, but I run one called All Things Scroll Saw and Bandsaw. There's one called Scroll Saw Pattern Designer Showcase. I just took over one called Makers on YouTube. What else is there? Scroll Saw Projects and Patterns. Scroll Saw Association of the World. Scroll Saw Family. There's so many. I don't remember them all. But hopefully you can remember all those, Stuart. If not, just play back the live feed.
and give Charles some watch minutes.
Yeah, something like that.
So you've just taken over Makers on YouTube, have you?
Yeah, well, Carl Taylor is concentrating on his health more and can't keep up with it, and so God love him. Hopefully he'll get better, and he made me the new owner of it.
Because we've got because the Makers on YouTube used to be the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, this is Scrollers on YouTube.
Scrollers on YouTube.
Yeah. The Makers on YouTube, I got out of that group a long time ago because I couldn't keep track of which ones I wasn't allowed to spam in. So I got out of the ones I couldn't spam in so I wouldn't get in trouble. That was out of respect for the rules.
Yeah.
And Russ Meadows, an impression of Wes Balco. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, so Makers on YouTube, the podcast has disassociated itself with that group.
Did it go chaotic?
Yeah, it basically did. It basically became a dumping ground for everyone's, dump. And so we basically we're in the process of sorting out a new group as a podcast with some fresh ideas and all that sort of stuff.
Sounds good. Stuart Dobbs over on Facebook says, "Brilliant, thank you. I've written some down. Merry Christmas all." Right back at you, Mr. Stuart. Jamie's slipping, so I have to read the comments every now and then.
Yeah. I was actually just scanning over there to
Sure you
look,
are.
at look at these groups.
Oh, okay.
I've actually joined both of them.
Yeah, some are more active than others, but it just takes us, being more active in them. But after a while, there's so many groups.
Yeah, I do actually recall that Charles actually added me to a few groups that were basically laser based.
Yeah,
And
laser
you can,
was
you can
another one.
actually get some good ideas from laser
Designs.
groups. Yeah.
Well, you and Steve Nealon will agree on that one. He likes lasers.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's another group called Laser and Scroll Saw. I don't know if it's based in America as far as ownership, but it works.
Yeah. Ross Miller says, "Hello, everybody." He says, "My best West Balco accent."
Yep. Hello, everybody. He said he got that from some show. I don't recall the show, but I've never seen the show he was talking about. Yeah.
It was some arrogant person, wasn't it?
I have no idea. I think it was a character, was a woman that does it, but yeah, I'd never seen it. And it's funny, I was saying, I don't think I have a tagline.
Excuse me.
Bless you, my son.
Excuse me.
Bless you, my son. That's
Thank
enough.
you.
That's enough blessings for one day. I'm just kidding. I have the scroll on at the end of shows. At the beginning, I think I just say howdy, folks. I don't think I have an actual little line that I say at the beginning.
I say pull my finger.
This can be one of those live streams where I might break a few blades.
Well, then you need to up your game then.
Yep. Yes, sir. I'll up my game and up yours. See what I did there?
Yeah.
Kind of worked out.
Steve says he likes laser in Charles Deering patterns.
Yep. On stolenvisions.com. Just kidding. Yeah, they're if you like detail, you'll love Charles Deering patterns. If you're in,
I like detail once they're finished, but while I'm cutting them, I hate Charles.
When I'm cutting them, I hate Charles.
Steve says, if you have to bless him more than twice, he's a devil or must be removed.
Beelzebub. Oh, Lord. But here in the South, in Texas at least, when somebody says, bless your heart, that's usually trying to withhold a mean comment.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Okay.
I used it a few times while I was in Texas.
Dang it, I missed another pilot hole, so now we're up to 215 cuts. Dagnabbit. I thought for sure I'd finally, that one time, got all the pilot holes. No, but I missed 3 since that live feed. So I'm going to say big noise so I don't startle anybody. Here we
go. Just, I don't know if you know, but Dale just got a Dremel with the router base. You know what Sterling uses.
Yeah, he was talking about that on my earlier live stream. He popped in for a little bit.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, Harneal Media says, I don't steal them, you send them to me. I'm just kidding, Steve. Yeah, we joke about stolenvisions.com, mainly me and Patrick. Like that. But yeah, I didn't mean to imply that Steve Nealon steals from me. It was a bit of ribbing. Now I can definitely hear that washing machine. It's not invasive, though.
I don't know, it might have been me sniffling.
No, I can hear the hum behind you, but it's mainly when you're not talking.
Oh, okay. All right, okay. Yeah, it might have been it.
All right, see if we can do this without breaking any more stupid blades. It's not the blades, it's me. Trust me.
Let's get back to Facebook and see if there's any more. Brilliant, thank you. I've written some down. Merry Christmas all. That's from Short Dobbs.
Yeah, I already read that one. For what it's worth, you can see the public comments in the StreamYard app. That way you don't have to bounce them back and forth between pages, but it's up to you, however you want to do it.
It's easier to go. It's easy to go. I've just muted both and just flicker back and forth.
All right. For me, it's easier just to be in the live stream and read them from there. But that's just me.
What have you got? What's good? Do you get both?
Yeah.
The comments, Facebook and
YouTube.
Oh, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Oh, I could just sit in StreamYard then.
That's what I was going to tell you, but I weren't going to tell the fella how to do his business. And Steve Nealon, you know I was messing with you on that. Steve Nealon's too honorable to just blatantly steal. But if he wanted to, he's got them all right there. I tell you what. Yeah, I thought you knew that about StreamYard, Jamie.
Oh yeah, I did. I just didn't realize that Facebook would come through to them.
Yep, it shows a little icon saying where they're coming from. But the thing about it is, people on YouTube can't see the Facebook comments, and vice versa. So that's why I always, or occasionally, will point that out.
So have you thought about streaming to Twitch at the same time?
I'm not coordinated enough, but no, I haven't thought about that. I wouldn't even know how to get followers over on Twitch. I don't know anything about Twitch.
Well, you just start, and then they will find you. You start stream. If you stream, they will come.
By God. Well, it depends on what the stream's about. Yeah, sorry.
Well, it's not going to be wood turning, is it, Charles?
I was kidding. I was going dark.
So Stuart Dobbs says, I have a new old stock Record Power scroll saw, which was based on the Hawk I purchased whilst working for Record Power. What are the best machines for scrolling? So, Stuart Dobbs, I have the SS16V, which is the 16-inch Record Power scroll saw, and I do the Charles Deering patterns, which he does now. So, yeah. And I actually, I was working with Record Power, and I do demos for Record Power.
Nice. You were excited when you saw that comment, weren't you? Welcome. Good morning, Herb Hooper over on YouTube. Good morning. Back to you, Jamie.
Yeah. So I do demos for Record Power. I actually did one. Was doing a D&M tool show for Record Power in October, I want to say. Was it October? Yeah, October.
And I love it when people like Stuart ask, what are the best scroll saws for scrolling? Because there's such a wide variety. I'll let you get into that if you want to. Anything you don't think of, I'll throw out there.
So, for me, the best scroll saw for the job is whatever scroll saw you want to purchase. You don't need, in my opinion, you don't need a... Give me 2 seconds, I have to get back to you. I've got a phone call coming in. Okay. I apologise.
Okay, now I know what Jamie was going to say. He says... and I'll show you where our opinions differ. Best scroll saw is what you can do with the scroll saw, and that's very generic. But yes, a lot of it is based on the user as to what scroll saws are best. But when it comes to financial cost, that's kind of an oxymoron. And again, I don't know if I said it out loud. Good morning, Herb Hooper. There are entry-level saws. Now, God, I'm trying to cover so many topics at once by answering that. Yes, it matters how you as a user use them, because, you're controlling the cut. Okay, I was trying to explain you talking about how, in a sense, it doesn't matter which saw you get, but in a sense it does. I hadn't gotten to that part yet, but go ahead.
Yeah, so basically what I was going to say is to get started in the craft, it really doesn't matter what saw that you get. And I, hand on heart, genuinely mean that. For example, you can do a Charles Deering pattern on a beginner scroll saw, and without trying to be big-headed about it, I'm a prime example of that.
Yep.
I was called the no excuses guy because you can do that. Don't get me wrong, it would be a hell of a lot easier if you had a Excalibur, an Axminster, a Dort 788, and it would be a hell of a lot quicker if you had said saws.
Yeah.
But there's nothing stopping you with a 16-inch Harbor Freight or a Central Machinery. No, that's the same sort of store, isn't it?
Yeah,
A Delta or a Record Power or whatever,
yeah.
16-inch.
And when
entry level, WEN, entry level saw. At the end of the day, there's people out there that will turn around and tell you that it's a saw that makes the work better. It's not. It's the person.
And I'm one of those people, but I misstate it when I say that. What I mean is value for the money on the tool itself. It really does depend on if you're an occasional scroller or a daily scroller, because the cheaper saws, other than the DeWalt, I think majority of those entry-level saws that can't handle the daily use for hours on end. So that's what I mean by when I say you get what you pay for on a scroll saw. But go ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah.
So that's where we differ a little bit, because I make it sound like you can't cut good.
So when it comes to the entry level scroll saws, truthfully, they're not designed to do a lot of Charles Deering scroll saw patterns because of the and that's being genuine. They're not designed to do them sort of patterns, because if you undo the tension that much, you're going to strip the thread, and I have done that countless times. I've broken the thread or stripped the thread so many times, and I've probably broken, I don't know, 5 or 6 scroll saws.
Yeah,
but I've also done. I've already done so many patterns because of it as well.
Yeah. There again, it's how the tool itself holds up. Now, one big difference between the cheaper saws and the little more expensive ones is weight, because there's less vibration. Real quickly, Harnell Media says, good night all. Have a Merry Christmas if I don't see you before. You too, buddy. And Russ Meadow says, as long as you're using non-pin blades, you can scroll whatever you want. Use whatever saw you want. I mean, anyway. So, yeah, I mean, me and Jamie are on the same page, no pun intended. But, yes, it is. As far as quality of cutting, most of that is the scroller. But as far as how often and how long you can scroll, that's where the saw matters.
Yeah. So I actually stand to scroll using a 16-inch scroll saw.
Instrumental.
And I've the longest I've scrolled them for is 6 hours standing.
Whew.
And that's doing a Charles Deering pattern. So I scrolled for 6 hours one day, 6 hours the next day, then 5 hours a day after that. And after that, I literally could not stand anymore.
I got you beat the other day. I laid on the floor when I was scrolling. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. That was funny. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, yeah, you just get as low as possible.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, whatever to start scrolling, you can use whatever saw you want.
Yep.
At the end of the day.
Well,
the fact of the matter is, you don't need to start off with a DeWalt 788. You don't need a Hegner. You don't need an Excalibur. You can have whatever saw you want. To get a high-end saw will make it easier, but you don't need it.
Yeah, it's really what you can afford, and the again, it keeps going back to the daily use. If you just want to dip your toes into the hobby, so to speak, entry-level saw will probably work for you. If you find yourself addicted and the quality of the saws you are using can't keep up with that, get a higher-end saw. But yeah, there's middle of the road price-wise is the most popular one, I believe, is DeWalt 788. Your laundry's done, by the way. Or leaking.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Yep. The higher end is because what higher end means is, number one, more expensive, but number two, it means it holds up to hours and days of use in a row.
Yeah, so for argument's sake, if you wanted to go into production and things like that.
Yeah,
then
industrial.
obviously, yeah. So obviously, if you want to go into production, then you're going to need a better saw.
Yeah, and the more popular mid to high end saws are the Seiko ST21 at Seiko.com, SEYCO, the Pegasus. Contact Bob Duncan at Grobay for that. I'm not going to plug anybody else for that, if you know what I mean. That's for the Pegasus. That's one of the newer saws, and then there's the Hegner here, which is it's sold through a company in Delaware, but they are German-made saws.
Yeah.
And there's a Hawk out there. I don't know if Hawks are still made. I've never had one, or never kept one. I had one, but I needed the money, so I sold it. Never used it. And Excalibur changed that style of saw has changed ownership and manufacturing location so often I can't keep up anymore. But the most common affordable one that lasts more than a week is the DeWalt 788. But I'm not an expert on that because I've never had one. There's endless entry level saws though, almost endless. Yeah. You got the Win, the Dremel, the UK stuff. Porter Cable, Delta, Ryobi. The worst scroll saw I ever had was the Ryobi.
One of the reasons why I think the DeWalt 788 is one of the most popular saws is because they basically just put the Excalibur in a different body and put a cheaper price tag on it.
Did not
They are identical saws.
Except the Excalibur, you can get up to a 30 inch length on that. I don't know if they do that anymore.
There's nothing different about it.
Russ Meadows says on YouTube, I do agree with Jamie's assessment of entry-level saws not lasting on long cuts, and Russ Meadows also says the next two comments are by him. I started with a $70 Harbor Freight and then went to the DeWalt 70.
You lost your feed there for 2 seconds there, Charles.
Well, that sucks. I heard you go quiet. I didn't know why, but I still showed 9 viewers. But go ahead.
Yeah. We've got you back. We're good. But yeah, Russ said, I do agree with Jamie's assessment of entry-level saws not lasting on long cuts. I started with a $70 Harbor Freight and then went to a DeWalt 788.
I wonder if anybody else lost the feed, because I just read those comments and I never saw the red light go off or the viewership go down. So it might just be you UK people that lost me. I'm just kidding.
Could be.
Hey, you're not the first person that's ever told me that. It's like, well, what the heck happened?
It does happen. It does happen.
Yeah, but does that, like, when I have it scheduled for a live stream, does it end the live stream or just jump back?
No,
okay, good.
No, it's because it's a browser-based streaming software. That's why it does it.
Right. All right. Well, I showed 8 viewers, which is cool for this early hour. Then again, a majority of them are probably in the UK, unless they're like me and can't sleep.
Yeah.
Now, when we're watching, it doesn't tell us where people are watching from, except for platforms. Doesn't tell us where they live. Yeah, I was doing a stream earlier, Jamie, and I just looked over and it was dark. It's like it ended. It's like, dagnabbit. It's only happened twice since I started doing this, and I believe this right here makes my 16th live stream. Almost 16 in a row, but there was 2 days I wasn't around. But other than those 2 days, I think.
Yeah. So you got Russ Meadows in Beaumont, Texas.
Yep.
There's a lot of people in this community from Texas.
Yeah, well, Texas is pretty big, by golly. But he's still about 4 hours from me. But I met him halfway to get his Harbor Freight lathe a while back, a long time ago, and saw him at the Houston Woodworking Show, which is nearer to him than me.
It's actually quite surprising how good them lathes are for the price.
Oh yeah, definitely. Of course, I'm one of those people just like scroll saws. I don't know better until I get better, but I don't use a lathe often enough to justify trying to get a new one, because this one works for what I need it for when I decide to turn again.
Yeah.
But it was gathering dust, so he gave it to me, and I basically gave him free reins to my patterns, which he hasn't flat out taken advantage of, but he could have. Meaning, he hasn't been greedy about it. So that was cool. But yeah, there it is.
He's just written a comment which you can't see, Charles, but he's just given me the free rein to your patterns.
I can't see. That's ironic as heck, isn't it? You can't see this, Charles. StolenVisions.com. Yeah, he sent me a bunch of them yesterday because of past hard drives I had lost, but I had all the patterns that he hadn't, that he sent me. So apparently there's only a handful I've lost, and I don't usually know what they are until I'm looking for them and can't find them anywhere.
Yeah.
But I'm also not the most organized fella in the world either. That may come as a shock to nobody. You got any plans for this here Christmas?
Russ says you're a blooming liar.
I'm not a blooming liar. What? Why am I a bloody liar, Russ? And I know he's saying that in jest because it's not like him to get miffed. I don't know which part he's saying. I'm laughing in anticipation of what the heck he's talking about. You're a bloody liar. Oh, he says JP is. Oh, okay. He was trying to defend himself when you said he messaged you and said you have free reign. That's funny right there.
Randy Busheen says he's watching from a computer, and I have and I live in my shop.
Good to see you again, Randy Busheen. Randy Busheen was my last big order on woodenvisions.com. I have my I have an office in my shop, but it's at the other end. So yeah, I live in my shop too. The only thing I'm missing is a porta potty.
I've got an ensuite in my shop.
You got what in your shop?
An ensuite.
Sweet. But one advantage to my shop is at nighttime it's in the dark and it's in the backyard. So when nature calls, I don't have to go find a normal bathroom, except for certain duties, but no pun intended. Duties.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chris said doo-doo on the podcast on Sunday.
Really? Doo-doo? Oh, yeah.
He acknowledged it straight away. Yeah, and before we started laughing.
He said doo-doo. It doesn't take much with us. It might be lack of sleep as to why I cracked up so much on that. Duty. Alrighty then. See, this is the equivalent of when you went, and then I lost it because.
Yeah, he was a bit tired.
That was funnier than
Ross Meadows says my old neighbour had a funnel and a long tube to the outside in his shop.
I crap you not. My dad has, when he got his shop built, he had them install a 6-inch or bigger PVC pipe that's angled and goes through the foundation into the ground. So that's his bathroom for number one anyway. I'm not exaggerating. He really does have a tube for that reason. And he has a little shower curtain set up around it. So, for obvious privacy because it's not family friendly. Yeah. But that's funny. Yeah. He designed that in there. That was pretty funny. I mean, it wasn't an afterthought where he just, had to bust a hole through the concrete. It was built into it. But it works better for some over others versus, depending on your height. It's not adjustable. Yeah. That smell. He also has a cap for it because if you don't put a cap over that PVC pipe, you're gonna. Yeah, never mind. And it's only for one bathroom related duty, not the other. No pun intended. I'm about to start giggling again. It's not duty, duty. But yeah, he keeps a little cap over it, and every now and then pours bleach down the PVC tube to avoid those things.
Well, there you go.
Always smelled like pee in his socks, says Russ Meadow. That's just funny. Yeah, the strong smell of that can take away from a lot of things. I'm glad we talked earlier. I'm glad we talked earlier because I'd have still been overly sensitive about the family-friendly crap. But, life's too short. The average person is not going to break. Crap, my daughter's writing to me on Facebook.
Yeah, that second call I got was Vicky asking me if she could spend more of my money.
Oh Lord!
Yeah. She's like, do you mind if I spend another £10 of your money to buy beer? And I was like, yeah, go on.
And that's weird to hear because it's 3:16 a.m. here. Excuse me for a second. I'm gonna go turn on my fan. I'm actually a little warm. Be right back.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
You keep these people in line, by golly.
I'll try. Right, time to take over the show. Right, let's talk about Charles. What can we say? See if there's no. There would be questions would have come through on YouTube right now. My phone is dying, fellas. Have to drop off. All right, Russ, take it easy, mate. See you again soon. Stuart Dobbs asked to join Team Scrollsaw. Let's go and add him.
I don't have enough plugs to plug in my fan, so I'll just sit here.
Russ Meadows has just taken off.
He done run off. Oh, his phone is dying. Okay, appreciate you being here, Russ, if you're still here. My daughter wrote to me on Facebook, so I messaged her real quick, said, I'm in the live stream. Come in here so I can talk to you. Because I'm still trying to coordinate getting her here.
Oh, right, okay.
And and we don't get to talk or see each other very often, so that's why I'm trying to bring her in here. But if she's laying there in bed with her phone, she may not. I don't. But she hadn't written back.
Randy Bushini says he's got that pipe idea from the military.
And my dad was military, so that may very well be where he got it from.
Stuart Dobbs has just joined Team Scrollsaw.
Sweet.
So I'm actually going to put the link to Team Scrollsaw into the chat now on YouTube.
If you don't, I was going to say if you don't mind doing it on both platforms, that'd be great. Well, no,
I'll add it to
actually Facebook. Well, Facebook they probably just go right there, but go ahead.
That I don't know whereabouts because if I put it on, will it go on to all of them? I don't think it will it?
I don't know. Try it. I'm seeing it on YouTube through the app.
If I put it onto one of them, will it share it to all of them? I don't know.
No, you would have to do it inside here on the StreamYard. But I believe you can. Now it shows that you've done it on both platforms, but yeah, in the future, just experiment. Try coming in here. Does it allow you to comment inside here on the public comments on the StreamYard app?
because I know that you shared the stream to other groups, but if I've shared your stream to if I post a link to the main head stream, would it share it to? I imagine it would.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you come inside the StreamYard app and try to comment under the public comments, if there's an option to comment, then it'll probably go to both platforms. But I see that you have posted it in both platforms. But as an experiment, if you want to come inside the StreamYard thing here and see if there's a way to comment to the public comments, that way it goes to both of them at once. That's what I'm trying to say, but it's hard to come out of my mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know how to make, Dale says there's a way to make other people a moderator of my chat in here, but I don't know how to do that yet.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. My daughter might have been half or almost fully asleep when she wrote that. She just wrote hello. So we've been trying to catch each other all day.
I might have to shoot off in a bit because I can hear car doors and my family might be back from shopping. Yeah, right. I need to go, mate. All right.
I appreciate you being here.
Bye bye. See you later. Bye bye. And you, mate. If I might be. I'll take my computer upstairs. All right.
All right, no problem.
I'll be straight back.
I appreciate it.
Bye bye.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was Jamie Page, jpwoodwork.com, and Jamie Page on Facebook, JP Woodwork, pretty much anywhere. That is singular, woodwork, not woodworks. Anywho, I'll keep an eye out for comments. Yeah, Randy Bosheen, my dad was 22 years, 7 months and a day, Special Forces Army. So he was definitely military. So that's probably where he got the PVC pipe idea. But I didn't know that was a military thing. I just assumed he was being resourceful. Yeah, going back to earlier discussions, a lot of the detail that these little weird blob looking shapes on this design, I don't know how well they show up, but it's rust, but it doesn't really translate that well unless you know it's rust. It just otherwise looks like a bunch of random blobs. So, it's a hit and miss when you try to design something that has divots and rust in it. But I guess if you get enough blobs on there, it looks rustic enough. But being that they are random, I'm calling them blobs, but random little shapes like this, you don't have to worry if you don't stay right on the line because they are just random blob looking things. I'm hoping my daughter will pop in here because I'm still trying to get her here for the day, if not longer than the day. But I keep strange hours, so we keep missing each other. I had hoped to sleep through the night to keep my days and nights normal, but I didn't. Once I wake up, my brain gets to going. And since I started doing these live streams, it's hard to be awake and not do one. Depends on how my day's going, I guess. I try to do at least one live feed a day, if not two, but I can't speak for the scheduling today and tomorrow. I will do my darndest, although I know viewership might be low because of the holidays, but it's not about how many viewers I can get. It's if I can have one or two people either entertained or learn something or motivated, whatever the case may be, then it's worth it. But it's very rare that I do a live stream without announcing it first. Since I started using StreamYard, I always try to give at least 30 minutes notice, if not slightly less, but usually more notice, so you'll be able to plan for it if you so choose. But I never have a set schedule because I never know when I'll be conscious. Herb Hooper says, boy, I know about that sleeping pattern. Mine is crazy too. I hear you. I had them set for a while there, but tonight I was been stressed trying to figure out how I'm going to get my daughter here. And yeah, sleep's been hard going. My daughter lives a neighborhood of 2 hours away, and between anxiety and being broke, I have trouble seeing her more often. So I've been really stressed because, you know, I don't get to see her often enough as it is, but especially on Christmas and stuff like that. I know deep down she understands, but it doesn't make me feel any better as a father because I should be seeing my daughter as often as possible. And I hate to say it, but she sadly inherited the depression and anxiety from me, and I was praying that that wouldn't happen, but it did. Breaks my heart when I can't help there. I'm intentionally going off the line here because I drew it pretty sloppily. So I'm trying to correct that while cutting it. All right. I do hope everybody watching, whether it's live or later, I hope you have a good holiday or had, depending on when you're watching this. But I think it's sad that some people only get together, which I know money and distance and this and that, but it's sad that sometimes that's the only time people get together. But if we could treat each other that way all year round, the world would be a better place, by golly. And that's my soapbox for now. I'm not anti-Christmas by any means. I just, I love doing these live feeds, so any chance I get to come out here, I will. It's as much for me as it is for y'all. My anxiety tends to pick up around the holidays, and I don't know why. I think it's being around all the people. I don't know, but hopefully this year it'll hold off a little bit. It has thus far. And I know the meaning of Christmas, so to speak, isn't about giving presents, but it still doesn't add to my stress levels, not being able to get anybody anything. because we all like to give. But yeah, what's important is getting together with people you care about and this and that. Randy Bosheen says that happens when I try to sleep, lay down, start thinking. Got to get up and get with it. Same here, Randy, but half the time when I'm awake, I can't think. Depends on who you talk to. Or I think too much. But it's also a good sign, Randy, because when your mind is active, it means you're trying to motivate yourself to either do things you want to do or need to do. And that usually dictates whether or not you get out of bed. So I'll get out of bed for doing a live feed before I'll do it to get laundry done, kind of thing. So I do have my priorities. But every now and then I'll make myself stay in bed and hope I can fall back asleep, just trying to stay halfway normal scheduling. Dang it. I don't know why you did that to me, Randy. It's going to be one of those live feeds where I keep going through crap. Anyway, I had a point I was going to bring up right when that broke, and I can't remember what the heck it was. Oh, my family tends to do a majority of the celebrating of Christmas on Christmas Eve night or evening because of all the different families. My parents had 4 kids, so I have 1 brother and 2 sisters, and plus all the brothers and sisters' kids. So we reserve, private family or individual family Christmases for Christmas Day, but all the siblings and grandchildren and this and that getting together happens on Christmas Eve evening and night. But we do sometimes get together for eating on Christmas Day. Just depends on scheduling, but there's that. I don't know why I'm breaking so many dang blades. I'm probably just too busy babbling and pushing too hard. But even when I'm not talking, I tend to push too hard. I'll never learn. Old habits die hard, by golly. Well, Randy, you were talking about the military doing the whole PVC pipe thing. Were you in the military? If so, what branch and for how long and this and that? I tried to get the military right out of high school. They said my hearing wasn't good enough, which I was bummed because, I wasn't prepared to not get in. I had my life planned out, so to speak. I was going to follow in my dad's footsteps. And when they said your hearing isn't good enough, I said, it's not like they're whispering at me. Half the time they're yelling at you anyway. Up early, yes, I am, Leonard. I woke up at 1 a.m., couldn't get back to sleep. Appreciate you being here. Merry Christmas, sir. Yeah, I joked with the guy, trying to hide the pain of not getting in. And said, they're yelling at you half the time anyways. I wasn't being real serious, but I was not prepared to not be able to get in. But in hindsight, even though the military usually cures that kind of thing, I don't respond well to being talked down to, and that might just be a myth when it comes to movies and stuff. But I know to a degree they're in your face. They want to build character and discipline and blah blah blah. I'm very pro-military, very patriotic. And that's probably from being raised military. Anyway, Maple Tree Studios. Good morning, Mr. Dale Kirkwood. I woke up at 1 a.m., couldn't sleep because of all the crap I was stressing over. And so here we are. Good to see you, Sutter. I know I still haven't watched Julian because my live feed earlier just cut off, and I got frustrated. And so with the day I've had, I just went and laid down. So there we are. And I've already broken, I think, 3 blades in this live feed, and that's just dandy. It's going to be one of those feeds, I guess. Jamie Page was in here not too long ago, but people were coming home from shopping, so he had to go, but he said he'd be back. Very rare for me to do a live feed at this hour of my time. It's 3:35 my time, AM. But it's probably 9:35 AM your time, so that's much more normal. But I hope you have a good Christmas, as with everybody watching. Randy Bosheen says, came from truck driving, 20-minute power nap, back up and get trucking. Now, some people can do that. Maybe twice in my life a power nap worked, but 9 times out of 10 I have to have a minimum of 4 hours. And Maple Tree Studio says, I'm having a lazy morning. I've had some of those. And for anybody interested, Maple Tree Studios is having a live stream sometime this morning. It's either 7 or 8 a.m. my time. I can't remember. 6 hours ahead of that is when his is. I know that wasn't real specific. Maple Tree Studios on YouTube. He's working on an Alien, or The Alien. You definitely don't have to stay on the line for this part because it's just treads on the tire that are just scribbled on there. And I thought for sure I had not missed a single pilot hole, but I have missed 4 so far, so I'm up to either 214 or 215 on cuts on this. I'm a terrible guesser. I would have guessed. I don't know what I would have guessed. Leonard Davis says, Maple Tree Studios, tomorrow's my lazy morning. I hear you. Randy Bosheen says, our Christmas is next Friday because son-in-law fuels planes and they don't quit flying on Christmas. I hear you. Hopefully y'all can work around that and get together. Well, every day is lazy for me if I can get away with it. I totally went off the line there, but it's okay. It's just sloppy tread. At some point, I need to force myself to go back to bed so I can be somewhat awake for the day. And it makes for better holiday gatherings. Randy Bosheen says, no, I wasn't in the military, but Dad was in the Army, Korea. Sweet. My dad was in Vietnam. And I believe his dad was in World War II, I think. I should know that, but yeah, I've slept since then, and I'm not wide awake right now. been a while that I've been up at this hour. Usually, for a while there, I was getting my days and nights straight, but not going to happen, I guess. But I'm yawning right now, but we're going to go as long as we can here. I don't think we'll finish on this live stream because I am human and I need to sleep at some point. Contrary to popular belief, I am remotely human. I'm getting very low on blades. Not very low, but low enough that I usually order. And for those wondering why I'm going back to the beginning of the cut, it's that whole visual comfort thing where I prefer to cut towards myself, pushing the piece in versus pulling it. And for some reason I break more blades when I'm pulling. But then I get to pushing too hard and I break blades still, so can't win for losing sometimes. Oh, sorry, Jamie. I was too busy scrolling. Well, it's different from the other one you got to deal with because, I was actually scrolling. Mr. Yammy Page.
Go on.
Randy Bushine. Pretty good. I'm doing all right over here. How you doing?
No washing machine this time.
Oh, yeah. All right, nice. Now the books behind you are making noise. I'm just kidding. Randy Boshane, in relation to when I was talking about I went off the line doing the tread, we'll call it tread separation if anyone complains. By God. And Leonard Davis says, good morning. Good morning, right back at you. And welcome back, Mr. Yammy Page.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's no reason I use all these weird voices besides just being slightly mental. I was waiting for Jamie to agree with that because he usually does.
I was just speechless.
I know. I just, I leave a lot of people speechless or wondering if they're drunk. People don't drink as much around me because they think they're already drunk. All right, so I'm going to take the beautiful face off the thing so I can get going here, but your lovely voice will still be in our ears.
Great stuff.
Absolutely. Get a little closer there. I don't know why I started talking Australian. Right, mate. Right, wait.
Right.
Right. Oh. Okay, sorry. Maturity is not a requirement, as many of us have established.
Nice to see Mr. Maple Tree Studios out there. Good morning, Dale.
Yes, sir. Not to see anybody out there, but yeah, it's cool. When my homies come out, now I'm cutting the opposite of my comfort zone, but it's just working out. So I'm making myself go slow because usually when I cut away from myself, it breaks the blades quicker. But because I got that tread so close, I'm going to slightly alter the shape around it so I can lessen the odds of breaking it. Really need you to hold the noise down there, Jamie. Just kidding.
All right, I'll keep it quiet. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll keep it down. Let people hear the sound of the blade breaking again.
Yeah, you might want to talk. That was a good point. You got me.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah.
Right. Leonard, did I say Leonard Davis says good morning?
I already read that, but thank you for getting to your duties quicker. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I already read that, but you didn't say it now until just now.
Cacao.
The cow.
I think everyone's either gone to bed or not quite woken up yet.
Yeah. I may not even be awake right now. I know I can't stay awake for hours on end for this live stream because I have to force myself to try to sleep at some point, so I'm not a zombie during the day.
What do you think your next one's going to be then, Charles?
According to, well, I don't know if you were here when I had printed out and taped together a bunch of patterns, and I showed them to people, asked them to vote. This one won. Then came Darth Vader, and then Spider-Man. And
No, didn't see that.
I got a few lined up, and of course they're all billboards.
Darth Vader will be good, especially in what's going on at the moment.
Yeah, and it's out of all the patterns, it's probably the simplest or the easiest.
Yeah. I must have a lot of big cuts because it's obviously there's a lot of black in it.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's why. Did I forget another? No, I didn't. Okay. Yeah, then Cave Spider-Man. Spider-Man's gonna be a little bit detailed because of all the on the Spider-Man designs. I'll just show it to you. It's easier. It's hard to explain. It's one of those cut out the white parts. What did I do with them? Oh, there they are. Yeah, I can go ahead and show those since we're talking about it. Pull up the camera here. I'll show a majority of them back there where there's more oval space. Go ahead and move that right quick. So I will show these in the order that they will be on live streams. All right, here we go. Right. Right, you talk funny. Yeah. Okay, so this next one will be the next live stream. Well, the next project being worked on.
Oh, yeah.
That's my Star Wars theme. And this is the Spider-Man. This one I'll be cutting out the white parts.
That's good.
Thank you.
Oh, I think that's going to be quite fragile as well.
Oh, 100%. This one is a Star Wars, one of those two-legged thingies. ATST, I believe is what they're called. And this is Iron Maiden character Eddie from the album Peace of Mind. That will be fragile as well. So that's what we're doing in the order that we're doing them, the order that I showed you. Nice.
Very cool.
Thank you very much. All right, let's get back to it because I don't like delays, do I, Jamie? Excuse me. Yeah, I kind of delay all the time. Dr. Pepper does it to me. All right, so you got to see those. No more guesswork. But only 6 people caught that, but that's 6 people more than nobody.
Yep.
But there was a lot of people voting that day. Took a little prodding, but they finally voted. I said,
There you go.
Y'all want to see first and this and that, and the majority of the votes got Mater, and then some people said anything Star Wars, but the majority picked Mr. Vader. So go from Mater to Vader.
Cool.
I could have had a potato sitting there, and it would have been Mater, Vader, and then Potater. That's
There you go.
corny humor there. All right. So it's like 9 a.m. your time or getting there?
It's nearly 10 minutes to 10.
Oh, right. I didn't do the math right. Coming up on 10 minutes till 4 a.m. here. I got to get back to bed at some point. Which is funny because I drink so much
Seems
caffeine.
like it.
Go ahead.
Just saying, it seems like it, mate.
Yeah. As much caffeine as I drink, it's a wonder I ever sleep, but I think it's so much part of my bloodstream now, it doesn't even keep me awake.
Yeah. Randy Busheen says, I just got paid a high compliment on my scoring. The Major General of the United States Service Command of America, Chaplain Corp. I had the honor of the privilege of making a clock for his office.
That's outstanding. Congratulations, sir.
Yeah, very well done.
I sold a portrait of Matthew McConaughey. Okay, a friend of Matthew McConaughey ordered a custom portrait of Matthew McConaughey's dad for Matthew McConaughey. For Matthew McConaughey. In case you don't know who that is, Jamie, that is an actor.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
So that's the closest I ever got to meeting a celebrity regarding my scrolling. But I guess he wasn't told who did the cutting, but I saw him posted a long time ago, and I said, by the way, I'm the guy that did that. But I didn't press it, and he didn't see it, so that's where that got left. And I donated a portrait of Nolan Ryan to an auction that Nolan Ryan was doing, and Nolan Ryan kept the portrait instead of putting it in the auction. That's what I was told anyway.
Mm.
Would have been nice to say, hey, that was good work, or here's some money for your time. You know.
Yeah.
And I think Sandra Bullock's chef ordered something once. That's the extent I've had with celebrities so far.
Nice.
Yeah, I reckon. Let's get back to it. I suppose some of y'all want to see some scrolling getting done.
Mm-hmm. Be nice.
Yeah. I caught that. If you'd shut up. Were you about to say something?
No. I'm just
Making sounds.
scrolling. Yeah, just making sounds and scrolling YouTube
All
for
right.
groups and such.
All right. You mean Facebook?
Yeah.
You said YouTube. For anybody, I didn't even have it in camera range. Anybody wondering why I'm scrolling with it upside down? It's because that whole visual comfort thing cutting towards myself. If Jamie had been paying attention, he could have told me, hey, you don't have it cut there.
I was paying attention. I wondered why he was doing it. I know exactly what you mean. I prefer to cut pushing away from myself than towards me as well.
And I tend to break more blades when I'm pulling towards myself instead of pushing away. But then again, I push hard sometimes, so it's a evil in between.
I don't really. I kind of find myself like feeling like the blade's going to break when I'm pulling it towards me.
Yeah. And with a lot of the clamping systems on a lot of the saws, that does pull out quicker.
Yeah.
Doesn't usually pull out of the clamp here, but it breaks the blade. Because I'm too darn strong, I guess. My brute strength. Ugh.
Yeah, don't know your own strength.
Something like that. But when I'm made aware of my strength, I take a shower. See what I did there?
Mm-hmm.
You smell right strong, mister. Yeah, every now and then you got to take that monthly shower. That's a joke.
Speaking of showers, Dale's gone quiet. I wonder if he's going to go and flood his wet room.
Flood his wet room?
I suppose you don't know about that story, do you?
I guess not. What is a wet room?
Right, so just before I went to the States, Vicky and I stayed at Dale's house, right? And Dale's got a shower head where the water falls from the ceiling,
Oh dear.
right? That's
Uh,
just the style of shower head that he's got,
yeah.
right? So we're standing in basically a shower cubicle where the water rains. It basically rains down on you,
Oh, that's cool.
right? So all of a sudden, Vicky comes right. She's finished with her shower and she's gotten all dressed and washed, dried, and all that sort of stuff. And she comes running and she's, "I've just ruined the bathroom. I've ruined the bathroom." She goes, "I've cleaned it all up and all that sort of stuff." Right? Used all of the towels in the bathroom. Basically, she's flooded the bathroom. Right? And she's gone into panic mode. And I was like, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's all been cleaned now and all that sort of stuff." I said, "You've probably done something wrong, or like the plug weren't draining properly, or something like that." Right. So I was like, "Don't worry about it." I said, "Well, anyway, I've got to go for a shower now." Well, I done the show, and the exact same thing happened to me.
What?
Right. And I was like, "Oh no!" Right. So like, I've gone and flooded his bathroom.
I don't have any towels. Go ahead.
Right. So all of a sudden, I'm clearing up the bathroom. Right. And there's a mop in there, so I'm like trying to drain it all out and clear it all up and all this sort of stuff. Right. Well, I tell Dale this, and what he neglected to tell us was the bathroom's actually not a proper bathroom; it's a wet room. In other words, the whole floor is meant to be wet
Okay.
when you have a shower. So we've basically cleaned up a floor that's meant to get completely wet when you have a shower. So we thought we destroyed his bathroom, and it's meant to do that.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah. So Randy says, hang it all, got it cut off. It was Kenny Hopkins patterns. We stand for the flag. We kneel for the fallen. Then incorporated a clock.
Sweet. Very nice, very nice. I was on a little bitty town newspaper one time, but you know, it was such a little bitty town. Really didn't do much.
Yeah. The only stuff that I can say I've really done, I've been in a couple of magazines, but that was advertising for like Record Power, like Maker Central events and Kempton Park events. That's really about it.
Yeah. Now I've been in Scroll Saw magazines, but I don't count that as like outside advertisement because it's made for scrollers.
Yeah.
It's harder to get it now. Go ahead.
This wasn't like a Scroll Saw magazine as such. It was just a magazine to say that Record Power is going to be here. This is what you're going to see.
Yeah.
And there's like a picture of my face with a picture of the tiger, which is obviously your pattern.
Cool.
Then I was obviously on that Canadian website. I forget what it's called. The picture of the Queen.
Yeah, I was in one of their advertisements as well, but it was in a scrolling magazine. Yeah, I just can't seem to remember the name. Shame.
Yeah.
It's getting harder to get designed into the scroll sawing magazines because of there used to be 2 scroll sawing magazines out there, and one of them went bankrupt, or the company that published them went bankrupt, and now they're backed up for. There's usually a waiting list, or they'll get a design from you, and it'll be like a few issues ahead, meaning we're using this design for the next magazine, but it won't. Or never mind. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Way ahead of time before I think I have another one coming out in the next issue. I could be wrong, but it's all
Nice.
I had in my North American Wildlife book. So it's
Actually, there was something I was going to ask you. I think it come up. I forget where it came up in conversation. Do you still have your DVDs available?
the physical DVDs. No, they are now downloadable videos from woodenvisions.com, but they are the same content as the DVDs were.
Because I knew they were uploaded to your YouTube, but they're unavailable one now. So I don't know if you want to take them off of your channel.
I thought I had taken them off, to be honest with you.
No, they're not. They're not unavailable on your channel anymore.
I guess I just hid them. So yeah, they're available on woodenvisions.com. You click on shop and it'll be one of the categories, downloadable instructional videos.
Okay, that's not nice though, because someone wanted to know how to make patterns. I completely forget who it was, and I said that you had DVDs on patterns to make and to contact you.
Yeah, I stopped doing the DVDs because not every computer is able to play DVDs, and these were computer type DVDs, and so I just these, and I tried to. This is a little marketing advice for anybody. If you ever try to charge for YouTube videos for like I was putting the DVDs on there, make sure you let folks know that you're not charging for every video from there on out, because I lost like 30 subscribers because I uploaded all 6 of them and was charging for people to watch those because I was trying to sell them. And I neglected to let folks know this is not a trend. This is just these 6 videos or 5 or 6 videos.
So something else as well with regards to DVDs as well. If you're intending on selling DVDs, so that there's something else what's goes as regional DVDs. So USA is classed as Region 1, and I'm not sure about outside of the UK, but UK is Region 2 DVDs. So, for example, a Region 1 DVD wouldn't be able to play in the UK.
Yeah, that's one of those
on a DVD player. Okay.
Yep. It's one of those sad things where technology doesn't cross the pond. So yeah, and that computers in general not all of them having something that can play a DVD. So that's why I decided. I initially did them onto YouTube, and everybody freaked out thinking I was going to start charging for every video I uploaded, and so I lost a lot of subscribers. Clarified that on the next video out, and then once me and Steve Nealon got the website going, we just made multiple videos. Yeah,
there you go.
So I definitely.
So I mean, another way I guess you could do it is you could set post out. I forget what they're called now. USB things.
Oh, thumb drive.
Thumb drives.
Yeah.
That's another way of doing it. But then obviously some people get a bit funny about that because you could quite easily put a virus on there, or
that's why I figured downloadable videos might be the best option. I've only sold 2 of those downloadable videos since I put them on the website, but of course I'm always talking about patterns more so than the videos. I've talked about the videos a couple times on the live streams here, but yeah, I thought it would be more popular than it is, but oh well.
Yeah.
Some people would rather cut them than learn how to do them, which is fine. I remember when I came out with an ebook that was had basket designs. I thought that would take off, and it never did. But they're still on the website.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't advertise that a whole lot either. The website I do, but not those. Some things work, some things don't. You remember when I came out with those layered window designs, and I thought, man, I just created the next big thing. Man, I can make my name known because of the guy who started them. But then I Googled it after I had already uploaded 14 of them, and somebody else had already come up with the idea.
Oh, man.
Crushed. I thought, man, I could have been the guy people think of when they think of these open window looking designs, but no, somebody else had already done it. Dagnabbit. And I didn't need to get those up on the woodenvisions.com. I had them on that Canadian website.
Yeah.
But I had.
Leonard Davis says, got to go to work. Have a good day. Take it easy, Leonard.
You too. too, Leonard. Have a Merry Christmas, sir.
Yeah, the good thing about them window things is you could kind of just scroll out the window and then just put any picture behind it, not
Exactly.
necessarily a scroll picture.
Or even no picture behind it, because it could just be a window. But yeah, I get your point. Yeah, it's universal, but the way these are designed, the windows are the size of the piece behind it. But yeah.
Yeah.
So not necessarily universal unless you can find a picture that fits in that same area. But yeah, I had fun designing it, but I still got some tweaks to make to it that I saw what could be very brittle areas, which I know is a shock coming for me. But so yeah, I got to get those up on the website. There's 14 of them, I believe.
Yeah.
But they're not just a single picture; they're different layers. So I don't know how to do multiple page things yet. And I don't know why I procrastinated doing that.
So how many? What we got? So we got 4 watching on the YouTubes,
Sweet, much obliged.
and let's have a look on, and 1 on Facebooks.
Nice. I don't know what it is with you folks that add the S on the end. Facebooks and YouTubes.
Oh, sorry. There was a question from. I don't know if you got to it before I did, Charles, because obviously I went away for a little while. This is from Stuart Dawes. What are the best scroll saw pages? Oh, yeah, we discussed this, didn't we?
Yeah. Yep.
That was from Stuart Dobbs.
And Randy.
Randy Boschin. I got you. I stopped you. He said, "That's right. You keep designing. I'll keep cutting. I tried my hand at designing a word art pattern for the commissioning oath of office for a Navy officer. Turned out good. Too many hours designing."
Yeah, you definitely have to have the patience. Well, you have to like what you're doing. I can't work for hours on end building a plastic model, but I can work hours on end on a pattern. So yeah, you kind of gotta love what you're doing, so to speak. I don't know how to word it because words are not my strong suit.
Yeah.
But that being said, not a lot of people like to spend hours cutting either. So
it's kind of funny because it's not necessarily just scroll sawing. If I'm enjoying what I'm doing, then I could spend hours doing it.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah, there's not many things that I like doing for hours on end except scrolling and pattern designing and sleeping. Most definitely sleeping. Sleeping is fun. When I was young, I hated naps, and I got older, I can't get enough of them. I'm 49 now. I don't remember what it was like not to like napping. That was funny. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm babbling here trying to keep myself awake. 'Tis 4 a.m.
Wow. It's just gone 10 a.m. here. Smoot Yolanda says, I love his work.
Sorry. Thank you, Smoot Yolanda. Smoot Yolanda lives not too far from me. I haven't met her.
Okay.
She asked me if I could teach her to scroll. And sadly, I couldn't help her because my shop is so cluttered, smells like an ashtray, and my anxiety issues is the only reason I haven't tried to get her here for actual classes. But
what about Wes?
Wes is in Houston. She lives much closer to me. I think she's in Temple. I don't remember. But I hope you understand that, ma'am, that because I wasn't trying to blow you off. I just I didn't want to commit to something that I probably couldn't do. I mean, I'm better at teaching verbally, like on these live feeds, than I am in person because of, yeah, I don't know how good of a teacher I am in person, to be honest with you.
Randy said, "Do you remember Rick Longbar? He had a berry basket patterns. He published a book of patterns for a collapsible basket."
I vaguely remember that. And
Smoot says, "I'm patient."
Yeah, and I get that you are, and I appreciate that, but it's much deeper than that for me regarding anxiety and stuff like that. So again, I'm not trying to blow you off in the least. I just hope some of these verbal lessons can help, if not seeing me do it. But I'm not trying to avoid you in any way, shape, or form. It may appear that way, but I promise you I'm not.
Two and a half hours that the wife gets up and goes to work. I go back to the shop. Smoot says, "I'm learning lots from your videos. Keep up the good work."
Thank you so much, ma'am. I appreciate your understanding and patience. And yeah, like I say, if I can help one or two people, by golly, and that's a lot of why we're going to be doing Team Scroll Saw. We want to help as many people as possible, if not just entertain them, by golly.
Actually, that's not a bad idea mentioning that. I can go and put the group into the a link to the group
Inside of StreamYard.
I think only you can put that into the comments. But I can put it onto your page.
Okay, I will go to Facebook.
Actually, if I reply to if I send Smoot the link, then I might be able to. Then they can join the group, and everything will be all good.
Okay, I'm also going to try to. I'm going to try to post it here in the StreamYard. That way to go to both platforms, but that I haven't tried to do that yet. So hopefully that can happen.
Right. So I've posted the group. If I message it directly to Smoot.
Oh yeah, to Smoot. Yes.
There's a Team Scroll Saw group that we've got. You'll find out more information as it as the group progresses and we get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I just posted the thing on. It says all, but it only seems to look like it went to YouTube. So I guess when I post inside here in the StreamYard, that it only goes to YouTube as far as actual text comment. Yeah. Well,
I've posted it on there as well. Right, what's this? Do the links only work once the video stops being live?
No, sir. They work constantly. As long as you can click on them, and as long as that website exists, they will be there. So.
Yeah, the link should be there all the time. I don't think the links you'll be able to see the links on the replay of YouTube, but all the time that Facebook stream is there, the link will be there.
Yeah. Now sometimes these live feed replays, like when it's not live anymore on YouTube, sometimes the live chat will play. It's a hit and miss from what I've seen. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to this hairstyle. Wait, I just saw that. I'm sorry, I don't mean to do this on a live stream. I saw that my daughter had messaged me earlier, and I didn't get notifications for it, so I'm gonna see what she's saying.
It's Randy Bushing. So when Rick sold out, I and several others bought the rights to his patterns. I didn't set a site up for sales. So over on Team Scroll Saw, Randy, you have the rights. We let everyone sell patterns over there. So if you want to go over there and sell patterns, feel free. A lot of groups don't allow that, but we allow you to sell patterns and sell finished products.
Anything pro Scroll Saw.
Yeah, anything to keep Scroll Soaring alive, we're all game for. So
Really.
if you want to give away free patterns, just go for it. Do you upload the patterns into the file section?
And that file section will grow. I've been neglecting that too because of all these live feeds, to be honest with you. I believe the biggest donor to that file section is Dale, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. Dale's done some pretty nice patterns.
I need to do some Team Scrollsaw group only, meaning you have to be in the group to get the patterns, kind of thing. It's kind of a incentive to join the group, I guess. I don't know. I'm terrible at keeping up. I've been doing so many live streams. I've been neglecting, actually doing marketing of any kind besides verbal marketing.
Randy says, I just enjoy having and cutting the projects.
Absolutely. And I believe he's referring to the guy in the berry basket thing. Way a long time ago, I don't remember the particulars of it, but Berry Basket literally gave out a whole bunch of patterns and said y'all could even sell these if you want to. I believe, don't quote me exact, but somewhere on one of my old hard drives I got those, I think. But I don't know if you're legally allowed to sell them or not. I don't remember. I think you're allowed to, but I don't remember the particulars. Maybe Randy can enlighten us both. Because if I can, then by God, I should add those to my website. It was a special situation. I think it was ownership change or something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But the majority of them, I believe, were non-portrait style patterns. They were like collapsible baskets and this and that. Yeah, I don't remember any of that story, but hopefully Randy can clear it up for both of us. And if I am allowed to sell them, I should have added them to my website a long time ago. I just never thought of it. I don't remember the particulars.
Or maybe we can add some of them to the
Team
Team Scrollsaw.
Yep. Randy, I need you to type quicker so you can enlighten me. Just kidding.
He had a clock. He had clocks to Birmingham. I've actually got them patterns.
Yeah. So you have some of those berry basket patterns too, then?
Not the basket patterns. I've got the clocks.
Yeah, Berry Basket was the name of the company that sold the patterns.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
It's all right.
Yeah, I've got the clocks.
Yep. Way back when I did America's Pride clock, but it fell apart.
Yeah, it was Donna that gave me them.
Donna Presley?
Yeah.
I haven't seen her in a while. I think she's doing more craft stuff than just scrolling anymore.
Yeah, I like Donna. I ain't seen her for a while.
Yeah, I think she might be dealing with health issues. I could be way off. I don't remember. I'm terrible at keeping up with things on Facebook because I use Facebook mainly to post.
Yeah, you're a terrible friend, Charles.
I know. First step is admitting it. And another example of that is I got a lot of friends on YouTube, but I suck at keeping up with their content. I've been friends with you for years, and I don't remember the last time I watched a podcast episode because I suck.
Right, so Smoot is now in Team Scrollsaw.
Nice. Yeah, I hope Randy heard our question regarding whether or not you can sell it. Okay, he said, you're right. The contract sold for about $30 and give the ownership of the patterns right for resale. Sweet. So I can add those to my website and or Team Scroll Saw. By God, I might get some sales.
By God, I might get some free patterns.
By golly. Yes, sir. Yeah, there was a whole bunch of them. I got to track those down again. I don't remember what I called the folder that I put them in. Probably just patterns. I think that's what the folder they sold was called. It was like a zip file, I think. It's been a lot of years. I'm going to do 3 more cuts and then probably try to get back to sleep. Just so y'all know. Because I got to coordinate with my daughter as well and hopefully get her here. But yeah. Oh, what? Dang. So I guess now I believe we're all allowed to do what Randy's talking about. Creating a website to sell them. Because if I'm reading that right, they sold the ownership, the rights for resale, meaning anybody that has the patterns can resell them, which is very, 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 very rare. I believe that's the only case that's happened in. So I believe anybody can do that. So I may add them to my website. We'll definitely add them to Team Scroll Saw. I say that, but I can't speak for everybody. We discuss everything. So seems like a safe assumption.
Yeah.
Do you have any feedback regarding the video quality on Facebook or YouTube on this live stream?
Clear as a bell, mate. Clear as a bell.
Okay, because for once I left my desktop computer on because I usually shut it down to avoid any interference of any kind, but nothing's happening on that computer, so.
Yeah, clear as a bell, mate. Clear as a bell.
Nice. Clear as a foggy bell. There's a current. Oh, yeah, I already read that. All right. I would say compared to some of my projects, this one's going at a decent pace, besides the fact that I've had to do more than one live stream to work on it. But relatively decent. You could ask me how much time it would take me to finish this, and I wouldn't be able to tell you because I suck at gauging time.
Well, it's 10:23 in the UK, if that helps.
I meant how long time will take, Goober. It's 4:23 a.m. here. Another thing about those berry basket patterns, I don't know if they actually gave the designers names on those, but since Randy's talking about certain names, maybe they did. I never researched it. I just snatched it up when I saw it. Somebody else is asking to join Team Scroll Saw. Something.
Angel Bargin.
Yeah, I couldn't catch it in time. So that tells us that's one person that's viewing but not commenting. But we appreciate you viewing, unless it's just a coincidence.
We'll have to wait and everyone's got to answer the questions anyway. Snoot's invited them, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they've obviously everyone's got to answer the questions, so.
But a lot of times when people are invited in, I don't think they see the questions, do they?
Oh yeah, everyone sees the questions.
Okay, I didn't know that. Because I was told in the past, when somebody gets invited, they don't see the questions. It's strictly an invitation. But okay, good to know.
So what will happen is they will get an invite to say, right, someone's invited you to join the group.
Oh,
and they will say, right, join group. Then they'll get given the questions to ask.
So
the questions are basically Do you own a scroll saw?
Cut yourself.
Yeah. What blades do you use? And have you ever been cut yourself on a scroll saw? But that's just a joke
Yeah,
question.
that's really
To
just
make up the 3 questions.
yeah. Smoot Yolanda, if you're watching still, please let that person that you invited know that there's questions that have to be answered to get in. It reduces the odds of spam, of non-scroll sawing spam. So that's why the questions are there. Because we don't just, and it sounds snooty, we don't just throw everybody in there to get high numbers. It's kind of like a screening process.
Yeah, we want them to be scroll sawers,
or wannabe scroll sawyers,
or at least know what kind of blades there are out there, what kind of scroll saws there are out there.
Of course, that might be a little bit.
And I'm just going to throw a name out there because, to be honest, I don't know much about CNCs, but I don't want them to turn around and say, "What kind of scroll saw do you have?" and them turn around and say, "I get an CNC."
Yeah, well, a good example is Smoot Yolanda. I don't believe she scroll saws yet, so that's the only fear I have is some people may not know what scroll saws are out there, but of course research will do it. But like in the case of Smoot Yolanda, she may have invited somebody that may want to learn it and doesn't know the answer to those questions. But I'm not critiquing, I'm just explaining.
Yeah.
Did Smoot Yolanda give any scroll saw?
No.
Okay. You just happened to know she was going to be joining. All right.
Yeah, so she was out in the chat. We know that she wants to be a scroller. See?
Yeah.
So sometimes there's special circumstances where they can get in.
Yeah, every now and then, like All Things Scroll Saw and Bandsaw, that group also has questions to get in. But a lot of times, if I see that they have like 10 or 12 groups in common with me, then I'll know they follow scroll sawing, and it's not just a spammer trying to get into groups. So
Yeah.
I'll around and wait on that.
Randy says Wes was cutting on the Wes Deering motorcycle pattern last night. By the way, you missed 2 pilot holes on that one.
Oh dear. I did not know that. Yeah, I didn't catch that because I was in bed. But yeah, it's a piece I started, but believe it or not, it's just too much detail for me. I would have had to draw it bigger to get all the detail. I was having trouble with that one, so I gave it to him when he was here dropping off the wood. So cool to see that he's playing with it. Most of the times you can, and I'm not saying this to you, I'm saying it in general. Most of the times you can tell somebody's a spammer if they just created their profile like hours ago or a couple days prior.
Yeah.
So I tend to be open-minded. I'll also look to see how many friends they have. If they have hundreds of friends, then I'll know they're probably a real person or a porn star.
Or if they have real, or if they're really attractive and they have no friends.
Yeah, or the idiots will throw a real pretty girl up there and then say so-and-so has changed his profile picture. If you're going to spam, be good at it. Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed that live stream that Wes did. I laid down shortly after my live feed cut off. That's going to be a booger to cut, though. I mean, it's big in the way of pieces, but it's got a bunch of detail in it. Almost too much.
I'll tell you what's kind of funny is you said you're not going to be able to finish this pattern today. I got a feeling you will.
Huh? Why do
you said that you're not going to be able to finish this before you go to bed? I've got a feeling you will.
I think you're just trying to inspire me. Why do you? Is that what you're trying to do?
Because you're actually going pretty fast.
Oh, dang it. Okay, I might do a few more cuts. Well, okay, I'm going to do my best. But at some point, I do have to sleep before the festivities begin. But yeah, okay, fine, you did it. It worked.
you actually haven't got that much left to do from what I can see. I mean,
yeah, that's what I would say. But I there again, I'm terrible at gauging how long something will take. So I was afraid to predict.
I mean, from me, I mean, on my saw, that would take a couple of hours. So
I don't know if I have 2 more hours left in me, to be honest. And again, I love
I know I haven't.
I love doing these live feeds, but I've got to sleep.
Yeah.
Oh,
why don't you make this your last cut then, Charles? So at least you'll give some the others some time to actually watch that being cut for the next one.
Absolutely, that's what I was gonna do until you said, "I bet you can get that done." And made me feel like I had to stay a little. Randy, for what it's worth, I had that front wheel. I had a majority of that done before I gave it to Wes, but yeah, he was doing the treads and stuff like that. But there were some little bitty cuts I didn't get done in there. But yeah, I had already started the piece, but it said it's just too much detail, and not so much too much detail, but too much little bitty detail. And I don't use smaller than number 3 blades, so that's why I stopped on that one, and that's why I did it. Go ahead.
Just a quick thought. Have you and Wes thought about doing a side by side on scroll off on StreamYard?
No, because he scrolls faster than I do.
Doesn't matter.
Huh? Well,
doesn't matter.
He would win the scroll off.
No. I'm not talking about there being a scroll off on the same pattern or anything like that. Just both of you at the same time scrolling.
That's not a terrible idea. But that'd be hard to watch, wouldn't it?
No, not necessarily.
That'd be a booger of a challenge, I tell you what. And I guess neither one of us could necessarily talk. Well, we could talk. But see, I stop and read the comments too. Unless we had somebody in here reading the comments but wasn't on camera, then that could be really chaotic.
Yeah, because both of you could set up a live camera.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it definitely wouldn't be a race because I suck at scrolling fast. Go ahead.
So as long as like I could be in a hangout with Wes at the same time, or with you, or
here on the live stream and just reading the comments and crap. That's besides the fact that I just scroll slow. That's another thing that slows me down, which I don't mind, is reading the comments and questions.
Yeah.
So if we had somebody in our ear, we could concentrate on scrolling. But people would need to know that it's not a race, because I will lose a speed race on scrolling. Rick Hutchison's a very fast scroller.
So am I.
Oh, cool. Rick Hutchison, he scrolls faster than anybody I've seen scroll before. That's a good idea, but we won't call it a scroll off because that sounds like a competition.
Yeah.
Let's call it dual strollers. Not dueling, but dual. D-U-A-L.
Yeah.
If they made bigger screens, we could have 6 people scrolling at once. Who do I watch? I would definitely lose the speed race on scrolling, though. You think I break blades now? Every time I try to say break blades, I say Blake braids. All right, so what we're going to do, folks, Charlie is going to try to get back to normal with sleep. Let me turn that the right direction there. I will do everything I can to do another live stream sometime today or this evening. If not, maybe early Christmas Day. If not, the day after that. But just if you're watching on Facebook and you want to connect on YouTube, please subscribe, hit that bell. You'll be notified. I go by Charles Deering Scroll, but you should be able to find me under Charles Deering. That's on YouTube. And on Facebook, you'll find me under the Charles Deering, and that's all one word. We appreciate all your watching. Appreciate Jamie Page for being here, and everybody that participated in the live comments. And I will be back, I promise you, my friends. But beyond all, besides pull my finger, scroll on.
Scroll on.
My God.